Welcome back to Ada Network State, where we discuss the latest happening across the Cardano ecosystem and the wider crypto universe. Now let's get started. Today we are going to talk about the status of Cardano Node version 9.0. We are going to look at the Intersect Member Body Council. We are going to take a look at the Project Catalyst results, and we shall dive into some Cardano project news, being Iagon and the launch of a suspected messaging app, Adahandle and all the new cool stuff you're going to be able to do with subhandles, and the launch of Xerberus Siren. Outside of the Cardano ecosystem and in the wider crypto space, we're going to look at the Bitcoin 2024 conference speakers, another post from Michael Dell, the German government, or at least the state of Saxony, selling their Bitcoin, Mount Gox releasing Bitcoin that from years ago that was hacked, and an announcement from Craig Wright. A status update on Node version 9.0. Now, as we know, version 9.0 is the node upgrade required for the Chang hard fork and to bring decentralized governance to Cardano. So, what we're looking at here is pooltool.io, which is a great website for monitoring the state of the Cardano network in general. And what I want to draw your attention to here, first of all, is the chart on the left-hand side, which is titled Blocks Protocol Version Epoch 497. And what you can see here is that at present, 10% of the block production is coming via version Node 9.0, with 90% coming from version 8. Now, we need to cross a threshold of 70% of block production in order to instigate the Chang hard fork. So we're moving up on our way towards that. Now, secondly, what I want to draw your attention to is this other chart called Nodes Reporting Version. And what you can see here is that 23% of SPOs have upgraded to version 9. Now, why is that different from the 10%? Well, presumably it's because some of these SPOs have upgraded during the current epoch, and that 10% is lagging and catching up with the current 23%. So I would imagine from the next epoch, epoch 498, we'll see a new baseline, all things being equal, of block production being 23% for version 9. So we're moving forward on our way to that 70%. Can't wait to get this started. A quick update on Intersect. As you know, the interim constitutional committee election just took place, where 3 new members were elected to join the board of 7 on that interim constitutional committee. The 4 original members being Emergo, IOG, the Cardano Foundation, and Intersect. Now, Intersect itself has recently run an election where they have put in place the member body council, which will have control of the single Intersect vote on that committee. And the names you can see here are those members of that council. Project Catalyst Fund 12 results are here. Now, you can see there have been 258 proposals funded, and I'm not going to go through every single one of these. I'm sure if you're on Cardano Twitter, you've seen loads and loads of these posts already celebrating the funding of whichever respective project. So I just wanted to point this out. It's exciting times. There's a link here you can click through and find more details. But as always, this is one of Cardano's superpowers, our sovereign wealth fund here in Catalyst. On to some project updates, and first up we have Iagon. So a few things from Iagon here. First of all, there is seemingly an encrypted messaging app coming in Q4, and there's been a couple of posts on this. First of all, there was this image, this sort of branding logo image of a messaging app, presumably, and a little bit more detail following. Upcoming encrypted messaging app. Connect your Iagon web storage app and back up your phone data seamlessly. Enjoy unparalleled privacy, security, and compliance with decentralized file storage. So super interesting. There have been a few projects posting on Twitter claiming to have encrypted messaging coming. Iagon is one of those now, so hopefully this will come to fruition, as I think connecting your wallet and being able to send messages very similar to WhatsApp or Telegram is going to be really valuable across the ecosystem. Secondly, from Iagon, this appeared just yesterday, I believe. Welcome Click. So this is somewhat related, I think, although perhaps a different company, powered by Iagon in this instance. So this is about sharing contact details via QR codes. So more to come here, seemingly at Rare Evo. All very exciting. And finally, on Iagon, there is a interview from Navjeet and Xerberus on the story behind Iagon. So very interesting to get Nav's perspective on everything Iagon. So if you have the time, it's just under an hour long. I'd recommend going and listening to that. On to Adahandle. So over the last week or so, and even the last few days, there have been a few announcements coming out of the Adahandle team. For those of you who don't know, Adahandle is your unique address identifier, your handle, your sort of social media handle, I guess, in the Web 2 world. This is your identity handle in the Web 3 world. You mint an Adahandle NFT, put it in your wallet. It turns your blockchain address into a human readable address that you can send assets and ADA to and from. So Adahandle has announced the following: the launch of subhandles, or subhandles launch coming soon, and each subhandle will be able to have any combination of characters or numbers as underneath that root handle. So for example, if your handle is $handle, you can create a subhandle of $Chang at handle or $Charles at handle, for example, here. So you've got a scenario where you can, if you own that root handle, you can create all sorts of, infinite number of sort of sub handles. If you run a business and you've got the handle for your business name, you can create lots of sub handle wallets that are directly linked to that root handle, for example. So that's kind of cool, and I'm sure it'll have a lot of uses. Similarly, if I scroll down a little bit more, I think we've known all about the personalization here. Like you can attach NFTs or pictures, images to your handle as well, so you can kind of customize your actual NFT itself of the Adahandle. That's not necessarily new. That's been around for quite a few months already. But the new thing that intrigued me was this announcement on the 16th of July. So just yesterday, you will be able to open up your very own public minting of subhandles based off of the root handle that you own. So, for example, we talked about that business. If you own the handle of your business name, you can create subhandles. Maybe you don't want to sell them off, but let's say you own another well sought after handle. Let's say London, $London is a handle that you might own. You could then sell subhandles for, let's say, Regent Street at London as your handle, or $Oxford Street at London, for example. So I think that's just one silly example there. Maybe not even a silly example, but there's a lot of customization that can come here, and additionally an opportunity to monetize the root handles that you own too. So stay tuned. Next, we have announcements from Xerberus. Now, Xerberus is a risk rating protocol, and you can see I'm on their Twitter page here. What you'll have known them for prior to now is their assessment of different projects on Cardano and giving them various ratings of, I guess, trust and across various categories. And I'm just going to flip through to their web page here. You can see a load of different projects listed: Snack, Min, WMT, Meld, Iagon, so on, and they get given different risk ratings. Loads of stats here. You can click into these and you can see, I guess, a few more of their of the, I guess, what builds up their risk rating here. So I'm just on the Iagon page here at the moment, and you can see over time how their risk score has gone up or down. So it's a really cool project, lots of good information here. But this isn't the main event that I want to talk about. What they have announced as of a couple of days ago is Siren. Siren is live. From today, you have the opportunity to fight back against scammers in our ecosystem and potentially recover your money. So this is essentially it looks like it's some sort of a wallet tracing tool that you can leverage through Xerberus. So if you have fallen victim to a scam, you can go to Xerberus, put in your wallet address, write a description of what's happened, and it will help you find out what's happened to your funds, and it looks like it will offer you legal support as well. So just going to scroll down the comments here because there's some good information here. How does it work? Enter your wallet address here, describe the scam and the assets lost, choose if you need legal support. There was a live stream. I haven't watched it, but I'm sure it will be fascinating. In fact, I might go and watch it very soon, actually, but I couldn't wait just to start talking about this. Some comments here. There was an interesting one down here. Is it going to be expanded across other chains? Answer being yes, we have to. Otherwise, scammers can get away by just using a bridge. That makes sense. Another interesting set of questions here. I have been demonstrated this and had access to software such as this in a previous career. 1, does this chase the transaction as far as the exchange? And 2, what countries are the links to legal support available in? Answer, yes, it does track it to an exchange. And 2, the legal support is available at launch in the UK, USA, and the EU. So super interesting stuff. I'm very excited to learn more. This is only good for the Cardano ecosystem. And now an update from the wider crypto ecosystem. This is going to be Bitcoin focused this episode. And I want to talk about Bitcoin 2024 and some of the headline speakers. There's a really strong lineup, and importantly, Donald Trump is going to be speaking. Donald Trump, the leading candidate for the US presidential election, is going to be there. Now, he has been ramping up his support for crypto and been talking a lot about it. So it is going to be super exciting to see him there and seeing what he says about Bitcoin and how he is going to use it or not in his next presidency. Now, other notable speakers, Robert Kennedy, another leading candidate for the presidential election. That's 2 out of the 3, both speaking at the Bitcoin conference. Cathie Wood from ARK Investments, Michael Saylor, the longtime voice of Bitcoin. So some really good speakers here. Russell Brand, Edward Snowden, Bill Miller, and many others. So keep your eyes peeled. I am sure we will see lots of Donald Trump extracts over the next week or 2 on crypto Twitter. Michael Dell has posted once again about Bitcoin. This time, just simply saying fascinating #Bitcoin. And this is in reference to a short video of Larry Fink, CEO of BlackRock, being interviewed by Jim Cramer. Larry Fink is talking to all the benefits of Bitcoin. It's a risk-off asset, and so on. So Larry Fink, as CEO of BlackRock, did spearhead the Bitcoin ETF launch, and obviously we are very interested in watching that, but also watching Michael Dell, who is somewhere around the 10th richest man in the world and chairman, CEO, founder of Dell Technologies. So let's just keep an eye on this. Maybe Michael Dell will launch a MicroStrategy, Michael Saylor kind of approach to his company, but who knows? We will see. Next, we're covering a story or 2 stories related to the sale of a lot of Bitcoin. So first up, over the last couple of weeks, all over Twitter, we've seen these stories of the German government is selling Bitcoin and has now, fortunately, run out of Bitcoin. So there's 50,000 Bitcoins that were being sold over a period of about 2 weeks to the market. Now, it wasn't actually the German government, it was the state of Saxony within Germany that was selling. And this was as a result of them confiscating Bitcoin, a year or so ago. And they have they are legally obliged to sell that to the market, which they have now done. So they no longer hold 50,000 Bitcoin. And the market did absorb it. It took the price down of Bitcoin a little bit, but it seems to be making a good recovery now that is all sold. So that was an interesting development over the last couple of weeks. And secondly, Mount Gox has moved 95,870 Bitcoin to an unknown address worth $6 billion, as reported by Bitcoin Magazine. This was just yesterday. Now, it turns out that this address, I believe, is the Kraken exchange, and that is in the process of being distributed to end users who lost their Bitcoin from Mt. Gox in the Mt. Gox hack years ago. So there's not necessarily any reason that this will be sold by the end users, the individuals who are being reunited with their Bitcoin. However, the Bitcoin is worth a lot more than it was when they lost access to it. So we will see what happens. It's twice the amount of the the state of Saxony was selling. Maybe it'll drive some sell pressure. Who knows? Will be interesting to see what happens as that starts to get distributed over the coming week. And finally, Craig Wright has had to post a legal notice stating that he is in fact not who he claimed to be, Satoshi Nakamoto. So the High Court of England and Wales has found that he is not Satoshi, and that he has lied extensively and repeatedly in court. So this brings all this to a close. For a long time, Craig Wright had claimed to be Satoshi, and there have been various legal proceedings against him to have him retract that. So it appears all coming to a close. So good stuff. Thank you so much for listening to this latest episode of Ada Network State. If you have enjoyed it, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you next time.